Hey guys, I've had quite a few people ask me to share the coordinates of the land for Migrating Culture Crossing. So let's talk about that when I return on the Eric McNeal Be Free Show.
Black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Hey guys, welcome. You've just discovered the Eric McNeal Be Free Show, where it's all about being financially independent, responsible for self, enjoying life, and empowering others free. So I've had quite a few people to ask me to share the coordinates of the land so that they can look up the land on Google Maps. So today, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to jump right on my computer and we're going to share the coordinates and along with quite a few other pieces of information that you might find of importance. So let's go. Okay guys, I already have my web browser up, and what we're going to do is just type in the coordinates into Google, and the coordinates are 6.07 comma space 0. All right, so this is basically saying that our property is located at latitude 6.07 and longitude 0. Now, a while back, I did a video talking about why this land was so special and that it was at the center of the earth. And a lot of people were confused and they just didn't get it. And I'm hoping that this video will shed more light on exactly what I meant. But if you didn't see that video, I'll put a link up in the corner of the screen so you can go back to it and see what I was talking about. And this video will help bring everything full circle. All right, so let's go ahead and hit enter here. All right, then it gives you a map up here, and we're just gonna click on this map so that it goes into the Google Maps area. All right, so once we get into Google Maps, we are going to go down here where it says layers, and we're going to click on satellite. We want to click on satellite. Okay, so here's the little red pin, and essentially this is sitting in our property. Now remember, we have acquired 200 acres, so it's a large property, but this sits in it. And yeah, so it starts right around here, and I'm gonna go into another application that Google has to give you an outline of this, but I just wanted to kind of show you. We're gonna start here in Google Maps to kind of give you an idea. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to zoom out so that you can see the surrounding areas. All right, so I'm going out. And all of this area is the Somanya area. So, and where we are, it's kind of a suburb of Somanya. It's called Trom, exactly. So the Trom area of Somanya. If you look here, down here, is the University of Environment and Sustainable Development. So we are like right next to the university. Let's see what else is noticed. Yeah, so as we go out, you can kind of see exactly how far we are from various landmarks as well. Let's go out some more. Down here, let's see if we can get to the, I want to show you the like the Central Accra area. So down here is the Central Accra area, and here's our land. And a little later, we're going to measure that, but not right now. So, and I tell people it's about an hour and a half from the airport. Okay, so there you have it. So 6.07 latitude and then 0 longitude. The latitude, the center, which is 0 latitude, is referred to as the equator, and Zero longitude is referred to as the prime meridian. So we are not too far from the center of the earth, guys. And if you still don't see it, I'm going to go into another application, which is Google Earth. And it's going to allow us to get a little bit more detail. All right, so let's open up another tab and let's type in earth.google.com. All right, so I'm gonna close that first tab. And you can do this as well. Just go to earth.google.com. It's gonna bring up Google Earth. Now you have to have, a fairly powerful computer to do the rendering of this. It takes a lot of resources. All right, so what I'm going to do is now you see they have the picture of the Earth in a globe form. Now, hey, a lot of people will say, hey, that picture is not accurate, and I get it, but we're just gonna use what they give us. All right, so here we are. We have these lines, so they have basically chopped the Earth up with these multiple lines. And there are some lines that go from north to south, up and down. And these lines are referred to as longitude lines. You get it? These are the longitude lines. And there are some lines that go from east to west, right? Horizontal lines. These lines are referred to as latitude lines, okay? So the vertical lines are referred to as longitude lines. The horizontal lines are referred to as latitude lines. Now, the centermost area, which is the zero latitude line crossing the zero longitude line, is the center of the earth. Now you see that where my mouse is right now? That's the center, but that center is not on any land mass. It is in the ocean. However, if you look at the land mass that's closest to the center, it is Ghana. Okay, so Ghana is closest to the center of the earth. Now, so the again, the zero latitude line is referred to as the equator, as you can see it written here. And the zero longitude line is referred to as the prime meridian. Where those two intersect is the center of the earth, right there in the ocean. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to show our property on this map. So I have a file, which is referred to as a KML file, and I'm going to basically pull up our map, right? So I'm going to just click on this, and it's going to specifically show our land on this map. And again, this Google Earth takes a lot of resources, so don't be surprised if it doesn't run on your computer. Okay, so it's coming. It's coming, guys. So it's just a little slow because it's taking a lot of resources on my laptop. All right, so let me zoom out. So it has basically created an outline. Okay, so I'm gonna turn these grid lines off. Okay, now that gives us a little cleaner. Let's see. So my computer is like, dude, you are really trying me with this. Like, hey, I can't handle all this. I'm trying to zoom out and it's not responding to me. It's I'm overtaxing it. Okay, guys, so as I was saying, okay, so we have the outline of the land. And again, here's the University of Environment and Sustainable Development. So if you look around, you see this loop going around here. This is the campus. And this is where they've started building, just a few buildings. So it may be about, I don't know, 15% complete so far. So let's just measure from their campus to our land. So as you can see, so it's about 0.83 miles, it says. So it's not even a mile if you do it straight, but that's a straight line, of course. So right now, we don't have a road built directly. Let me show you where the road is. And we're gonna measure where the road. So previously, the government started to build a road that came through here. You see this where I'm outlining? This was a government road that they started. It was a bypass road so that people would not have to travel through Somanya. And this road goes right in front of our land, as you can see, right? So when that road comes, then it will be a direct road, about 1.3 miles, but that goes directly through our land, or in front of our land. You see that? So yeah, so when the administration changed over, they abandoned this road that they started. They already have like culverts down here for this road. So we're going to try and get them to restart this project. And I think once they see the community coming, they would be more than willing to restart it. So yeah, so that road just continues and go down. So that was a bypass road so that people would not have to travel through Somanya. But right now, we do not, you can't use that road. So the way in which we get to the land now is, let's see, we come down. I'm going to go out a little bit. There's a road. So this is the main road coming through. So you see that road coming through? Let me see if I can put some more information. I'm going to say show everything. So when I say show everything, then it tells you the name of the road. So this road is the R40 road. So this is the main road that comes up. And this is how we currently get. So from the university, we would go up R40 and then we would come down here to this road, which is the Bansu Vanburg Street. And then we would come down here and then we would travel over here. So about 2.5 miles, yeah, 2.74 miles is how we currently get to our property. Yeah, so this is, temporarily how we would do for a few years to get through to our property. Now, another thing I want to show you, let's reset that. I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to go, you still see, you can barely see our property, but you can see it still, right? So what I want to show you is how far it is from the airport. So let's see if we can find the airport down here. Okay, so if we zoom out, we have our property, and then you can see down here where my mouse is, that's Central Accra. So let's go in and see if we can find the airport in Central Accra. All right, so Kotaka, I don't, I forget how they pronounce it, Kotaka. International Airport. There it is right there. All right, so as you can see, the road that you take to get from our property, from the airport to our property, is this road right here, which is it's called the N4, and then you're going to branch up to the R40. So let's see if we can get a distance from the airport to our property. So where's the airport? All right, so here's the airport. So we're gonna start at the airport and we're gonna try to work our way up. I'm gonna have to zoom out. So maybe, so the airport is like right here. So let me see if I can get, okay. So the airport is right around here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up and up to Dodowa. All right, so as you can see, from the airport to our property area is around 36 miles. So for those who were asking, well, how far is it from Accra? All right, so from the airport in Accra up to our property is about 36 miles, guys. You see that? About 36 miles. So now you can get, a feel for exactly how far it is. All right, so another thing that I want to show you here is as we scroll out, we're going to scroll out, and what I'm going to do is I want to show now the grid lines. I'm going to turn on the latitude and longitude lines. All right, so these are the latitude lines which are going horizontal and the longitude lines which are going vertical. All right, so now let's scroll out, right? And we can scroll out even until it starts to show us the globe, right? All right, so yeah, so here's the center. We showed this previously when we were in Google Maps. Now you see it in Google Earth. Gives us a bit more information. All right, so this is the center. Now let's take a distance from this center to we're gonna to Ghana. So from the center to the landmass at Ghana is about 396 miles, as you can see, right? Now what if we let's see. What if we went from the center to another landmass? Let's say Gabon. Gabon. That's about 600 miles. Let's see, Equatorial Guinea, 678 miles. To Cameroon, about 733 miles. To Nigeria, it's about 500 miles. So you can see that, let's see, Togo, it's about 440 miles. Benin, it's about 464 miles. Cote d'Ivoire, about 426 miles. So you can see out of all these countries, Ghana is closest to the center. That's why we say Ghana is at the center of the world. All right, so there you have it. Ghana is at the center, guys, and that's where the equator, which is the 0 latitude line, intersects with the prime meridian, the 0 longitude line. Now, if we zoom in until we see our property, you're going to notice something very interesting. Here is the prime meridian, which is the 0 longitude line. So let's keep zooming. Do you see something very interesting? That prime meridian cuts right through our property, guys. We are on the 0 longitude line, which is the prime meridian. It runs through our property. So we are at the center. You see that? How about that? So the prime meridian runs through our property. Very cool, right? So yeah, so now you see our property, which is roughly 200 acres. And we can even measure the distance. Let's go back up here and measure like the distance going around the property. How many miles? Boom. So to walk this property, you'd be walking 2.8 miles, right? If you walk the perimeter of the property, you'd be walking 2.8 miles, guys. All right? Huh. In the area, it measures the area. Let's measure the area in acres, right? If you measure this area, roughly 201 acres. So we have a 200-acre property, we told you. So yes, so here you go, 201.81 acres is what this measures. You see that? So that's a lot of land. It's a lot of land. Now, all right, so let me get rid of these guidelines. I mean, these grid lines. And you have the, so basically, I want to bring up something and show you. So let's go and bring up something off my computer. Let's see. Okay, guys, so what I want to show you is a preliminary sketch of how the lands are going to be divided. And this is a work in progress right now as we're doing, trying to complete the master plan. But this shows you, so out of these 200 acres, we have commercial development that will be on approximately 15 acres. And you can see that where my mouse is. Then as we move over to the right, we have the multi-family development, which are apartment buildings that will be on another 1,500, I'm sorry, 15 acres. And as we move over here, we have some of the organic farm, which is a vegetable garden on about 5 acres. And we have down here residential area, which will encompass at least 60 acres, but up to 90. So let's say 60 to 90 acres. So that's a 90-acre area. And then over here, you have some more of the organic food forests that will be another 20 acres back here. So, and then through this area, you have another 15 acres. So for the organic food forests, 15 plus 5 plus 20, that's 40 acres for the organic food forest. So over here is where we are currently building the model home. So the land, as you come in, you'd have this road coming down in front of the model home and the main administration buildings. Now, what we have to do is currently on the property, currently there is a dam where the landowners wanted to dam off an area. And it's not much of a dam, but they just kind of burned up the sides. And but during the rainy season, this is farmland, so it's very flat. So during the rainy season, what happens is that the water comes into this dammed area and it just flows out all over the place. So before we start putting down the homes, what we'll have to do is we'll have to go and create. You see this blue line coming through? This is a planned trench. So we have to go and excavate a trench through this property, through the entire property. And that is, a fairly long trench that we have to do. And then we'll put another pond here. So and we'll do some work on this dam. Now this dam is about 3 acres, and maybe 80% is on our property, and the rest of it is on the neighbor's property, the landowners who sold us this land. So, as part of our agreement, we agreed to maintain this because it's crucial for us. So, as part of the agreement, we will maintain. So, we'll have to get this in order. So, we'll make this much deeper, and then we'll put this pond here, and we'll put maybe a 10 foot trench that we'll dig through, going all the way through the property, and that will allow the water not to just overtake and flood the surrounding land. So we'll have to create this small little pond, these ponds, and this trench going through the property. So let me show it to you on the actual map. So if you look at that on the actual land, it looks something like this. All right. So this is what we'll have to do. So yeah. So if we go back to Google Earth and we look at where that runs, let's see if we can see. All right. So here you can kind of see that dam that I'm talking about, 3 acres. So this is how it looks, right? Something like that. So that's what we have now. And you can see, if you look closely, how the water comes in. You see here, all of this this area right here, and it just runs down through, right? And once it runs out of this dam, it just floods all of this area. So yeah, so this is where we will eventually, boom, dig, create a trench going through. So yeah, you see that? That's that's a half a mile. So we have to do a trench that's half a mile. Um, and we have to do this before the rainy season comes back if we want to be able to work efficiently. So this will be our first priority even before we start putting down the houses. We'll have to get this trench in, and we'll have to get the pond dug over here, and we'll have to make this dam deeper so that we can work during the rainy season. Otherwise, we'll be faced with waters flooding these areas once they fill up this, because they'll fill up this dam very quickly because it's not much of a dam. So we'll have to do some work there. So yeah, so that's where we are now. And right now, when I go back out to the property, you're going to see that we currently have a building that's coming up right here. So there's a building in this corner, and then if you look at the site plan here, you can see that this is the main model house right here. So we go back here, you see that, the model house. So we go back onto Google Maps. Okay, guys. So if you're looking at the map here, you can see that coming down here is where the main road will be, and then right here is where the model home is going up. So this gives you a perspective. So okay, guys, so right here is where the model home, we have the storage building here, so that when we deliver materials, they can put it in the storage if they can't, for some reason they can't get over here. And then we have another storage that's going up near, right near the model home, which is here, right? So yeah, so the next time I'm at the site and we're doing a walkthrough, you'll have a you'll have a perspective of what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about the dam is here, and then we're going to trench over here. We've started cutting roads in with the bulldozer so we can get to all of this stuff before we have the excavator come. So yeah, so a lot of work is happening, but we have to get the lands, trenched before the rainy season comes back, or else, yeah, we're going to be dealing with a lot of water. All right, so at any rate, that is all I have for you today. If you haven't already done so, go ahead and visit our website at www.migratingculturecrossing.com. We are still doing our half price home promo, which allows you to purchase the home at half price if you pay the full amount up front and if you're willing to wait 3 years. That promo is going to end at the end of March. So please, if you haven't gotten your payments in, if you haven't gotten your contract signed, please do so. And of course, you can also visit me at facebook.com/Eric McNeal. It's free. And as always, Ooorahhh Uhuru. Now be free.